Did you check your blue check today? That's what you need to ask yourself. So often we check on everything else but ourselves. And I want to give it up for an amazing woman. I love myself, Samel Robinson, because she's always dropping some nuggets. She's always saying something profound. And she said this the other day. She said, um, you need to have, you need to go about having $1 million day. I was like, man, like $1 million day. Wow, like we all like to have $1 million day, right? It's like, what's $1 million day? And she was laying down steps on what $1 million day look like, and some things she was saying, make sure your bed is made up, and I do, and make sure that you don't check any of your social platforms, which I do. And I was like, wow, just those two simple steps can change a person's life, right? That's those two steps can set the intentions for a person's day before they even step out of bed, before they even step out the door, before they even get their first cup of coffee. They've done that one thing, made their bed up. Their phone is placed down and they haven't flipped it over yet. But also, do you check for the blue check? Do you check on yourself first? Like I love the way that she said your $1 million day and all these things that, 5 simple things that you can do to have that day and do it every day. But after you do that $5 million steps and make up your bed and don't look at social media and give yourself high five in the morning time, speak your affirmations. When you're done, I notice that like a lot of people are now either buying the blue check or they receive it validation that they are real. And but do you give your own self a check? Do you give yourself a heart check? Say, how's my heart today? Am I loving like I should? Am I forgiving like I should? Did I check to make sure that my mindset is where it needs to be today? So often we check off on certain things that are easy, that are simple, but we forget to check off things that may be challenging for us, maybe a little bit more difficult to achieve in a short period of time, and we need to work on those things. Did you take a moment today and say, listen, am I looking to where my help comes from? Am I taking the time to say, okay, God, am I where you want me to be? Or am I where I want to be? Am I getting validation from you or am I getting validation somewhere else? I'm going to say it again. God, am I getting validation from you or am I getting validated from somewhere else? See, because his validation is a lot more different than others' validation. See, there's a whole book with 66 ways to check to make sure that you are true and authentic about who you are. Yes, I understand that there are things that set into parameters that tell us if we're successful, if we are beautiful, if we are kind, if we are worthy of hanging out with, and all these things of what success looks like, and uh, we have those parameters that has been set before us. But are they truly, really the validation that we need? I realize that there are some things that we are still struggling with in this world, that we sometimes don't get an opportunity to work on them because we're so busy asking come on now, we're asking other people, like, validate me, exhort me. But we never take the time and say, okay, God, I think your way is so much better. I think your way is so much easier. Here's why. Because he said, if you seek, if you knock and you ask, and it shall be given unto you. If you seek, you knock and you ask, it shall be given unto you. So are you seeking today? Are you asking today? Are you knocking on the right door today? Because here's what I have learned is that when we ask man, woman, job, situation to check off on us, it leaves us depleted. It leaves us none and void. It leaves us with questions. And then we don't understand why we are feeling the way that we feel. We're wondering why we're not fulfilled. We're wondering why we have this discontentment because we didn't ask the originator what our intent was supposed to be. I'm gonna say it again. We didn't ask the originator what our intent was supposed to be because he said that he knew us before we were even formed in our mother's womb. So he knew the purpose and the plan for our life already. And yet, and still, we ask somebody else what they think or what they feel. And when they tell us their thoughts and their feelings, does it line up with the original manufactory that we were intended when we were thought about, when we were created from the very beginning? So when you put it in that aspect, did you not already know that you were already a blue check? Did you not already know that you were already validated? Did you not already know that you were already created to be more than a conqueror, to be the head and not the tail, to be above and not beneath? Did you already know that you were a man and woman of substance, of character, of peace, of joy? All your validation came from the very beginning. When the word was spoken, let there be. And it was so. A word was spoken that checked off on everything that you needed inside of you to be great. So when you're off today, wondering if you have worth, if you have value, just remember it was already given to you from the very beginning. So, yes, you are validated and you have received your blue check.